Hello everyone and welcome to Bevan's Bricks. I hope you're all having an awesome week. I know I've been doing really great this week and it is hump day. I am going to be continuing to work on my Grand Hotel because I still have a ton to do on it. So without further ado, let's get started with this bad boy. And hey, how you doing, Brick Sergeant? Kyle Dunbar, Aaron DeLallo, how you doing, my friend? Brooks Bricks, he says, oh yeah. And something that's funny because I have built so many of these sets now, I can do it without instructions or anything. But I have been doing a slight modification to them, so I do want to point that out. And what that slight modification is I had to leave off the peak of the bookshelf because it's too tall for the building. So what I'm doing is I'm leaving that off. I'm leaving the books out of it. And I'm making mosaic art to put inside of each one of these. I've already built 12 of these. I've got a bunch more to go. And how you doing, Paul Bot? Kenneth Swan, Kip Hoffman, Aaron, Void, hello. We don't need that. But I thought I would go ahead and try and build a few more of these real quickly during a live stream. Now, the last live stream we were talking about modifying these, and I just decided, you know what, screw it. I'm just running with what they gave me. As far as the set itself, the set's actually a good looking set. And to me, just for adding the detail to the interior of the windows, so when you peek into the building, peeping Toms, you can see various details inside of the building. And to me, it still actually looks really good, and that's why I kept the set the way it is. It's really an awesome set, and I just want to point out some of the details to this because I have a few people asking me questions about it. These are not Lego pieces. These are the parts that Brick Loot manufactures. This is a set by Brick Loot, and these are Brick Loot pieces. These are not official Lego pieces. So I do want to point that out to anybody that is curious or wondering. And Brick Sergeant, thank you so much. Brick Sergeant just donated $1.99. And yeah, hopefully no fire calls for you, luckiest loser. Aaron says he's got his popcorn ready for the live stream. Aussie Adams, hello. Kevin Waslin, Greg Bessette, how you doing, buddy? I'm trying to talk over these bags, and I apologize because I know they're loud trying to open them. Whoops. And I just noticed two pieces did not come out. There we go. Brooks Bricks, thank you so much. Brooks Bricks just donated $3. Not really. He's not cheating. I'm sorry you guys can't see that. And thank you so much, Paul. Paul just donated $2 too. He says, looking good. And thank you so much, buddy. I actually need to take some. Oh, I just noticed the fist bumps, by the way, from Brooks Bricks. I need to take some pictures and post them to you guys on Discord so you can see where I'm at. Because from here, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of the 1, 2, 3, 5 of the floors on the building. And they are illuminated. And I do have my power supply over there so I can plug it in and kind of get an idea of how it looks. I'm really happy with how it's turning out so far. Keep in mind, I'm not trying to illuminate the building a whole bunch. But like I said, I will share those pictures with you guys in Discord. And just to show you how quickly I am doing this, because like I said, I've gotten really good at throwing this set together because I have built so many. I want to say by the second set, I was actually doing it without the instructions. And they go actually pretty quickly, I have to say. But I guess when you're building stuff over and over and over again, it kind of works to your advantage like that. Bring the rain is what Brooks Brick says. Triple Villian, I hope I said that right. He says, amazing detail work, my dude, and thank you so much. I appreciate that. Brick Sergeant says the storm has started. And Baron says, Paul Bot is here. Yeah, we always got to have our local harasser. Thomas Hayes says, my Brick Loot order just arrived today. Custom tiles and some lighting pieces. That's awesome. Brick Loot has some amazing products. And by the way, hi, Baron, if I missed you. They do have some really amazing products. But I do also want to say this. I just got, and you know what? Excuse me. It's allergy season for me, so my allergies are trying to kick in. So if I have to keep clearing my throat, I apologize in advance. But Real quickly, I do want to say, you know what? Let me grab them because I just got a shipment from Blinky Bricks of some of his new products, and all I can say is awesome. I've been working with him and talking with him, and we've kind of been going back and forth. And with all that being said, he's designed a new light specifically for Mills plates for doing street lights and traffic lights, and I'm really excited because this is an amazing light. I'm so glad he was willing to work with me and make these because this is going to make Mills plates and lighting awesome for everybody. Let me go grab that sample, and thank you so much, Greg. He says keep on rocking. I appreciate that, buddy. Thank you so much. 1 second, let me grab that sample. I have to say, at least me, I'm excited about these. He just sent these to me. He gave me a couple to try out, and I am going to be making an official video on this. I'm going to be trying to focus more on making some official videos. As a matter of fact, I do have a video coming out tomorrow that's going to be an instructional video on another type of pine tree. But here is what is so freaking amazing, and I hope you guys can see this in the camera. Here's what's amazing about this new product. This is Blinky Bricks light, and this is a raw LED. And as you can see, it's got an extremely long wire. There's a very good reason for that, because there's also another second extremely long wire with a male, or I'm sorry, with a, technically it's a male, I call it the female, with a female plug on it. And here's what is so amazing about this new light, because if you take a Mills plate and you're going to put street lights on it, now you can fish this wire up and put it into your street light, and you have all this wire that's going to be extra that you can tuck into the Mills plate, plug in your next street light, plug in the next building, however you want to daisy chain things together. This freaking product is awesome, and he's selling them for $279. I think that's an unbelievably good price because, as you can see with the length of this particular wire, this wire is, and excuse my phone, this wire is, God, I'm going to say it's every bit of 18 inches. I could be wrong. The original dimensions that we were talking about was 12 inches, but he said he felt it might be a little bit better to go a little longer. And to me, a little longer for a Mills plate is fine because you can tuck all that wire underneath the Mills plate, so it makes it really, really good. But I do want to show you this because I am going to be making a special video on this. I just wanted to share it with all the guys that like to come on to the live streams because I like to try and give little tidbits of information out during my streams to those that do not generally come on them. And this is one of those tidbits you're going to see. So you're going to be seeing this awesome new lighting product in a video really soon. Back to the comments. Paul Bot says, well, I just missed that comment. Had to show up to harass him, Matt. He says, you're failing on the harassment portion of my streams. Brooks Bricks says Matt did not fail. Matt supports a Lego builder. Whiskey Shred, how you doing, my friend? And Ned, hey, how you doing? Thank you so much for signing in, my friend. Greg says Henry TV Avengers Tower is built. The last piece is the base. Yes, the Avengers Tower is completed. As far as the upper half of the tower, it's fully illuminated, fully completed. The Avengers jet, Quinjet, is built. It's illuminated. Everything's together. I actually have it sitting on my table. I don't know if you can see it if I try and, let's see. If you look way over there in the distance, you can see the Avengers Tower sitting on the table. So that is something I will not be working on anymore, except on the base. I do have some more work done to that I need to do to the base, as Greg said. I don't have that completed yet, but that is something that is in the works. I have already got an idea for it. I've already ordered a bunch of parts for it, and I am going to be working on that fairly soon, I hope. I want to get this apartment complex completed first, and then I'm probably going to be going back to that. Because I figure by the time I'm done with this, I should say Grand Hotel, I'm sorry. By the time I'm done with the Grand Hotel, my thought process anyway, is that it should be, I should have all my parts anyway to start working on the base. At least that's my goal. Chances are I'm going to start working on it and realize I need to order something else because that is normally how I do things. But, you know, c'est la vie, that is what it is. And that's awesome. Hopefully they're not working you too hard, Ned, because I know you're probably at work right now. Luckiest Loser says an idea for the hotel room I stayed in would be where the bed, the cabinet, TV, swivel. And yes, those are all great ideas, but that was like what I was trying to kind of explain in my last live stream to everybody. Is I'm trying to keep things as simple as possible because, and I'm going to show you how I do some of the interior layout on this anyway. Because the biggest thing with me when I'm doing all this is, don't get me wrong, I'm adding interior details. I even went back because after I was looking at some of the stuff that I had done, it kind of bugged me that it was kind of lackluster on some of the interior details in the center section. So what I actually went through and did is I started making some small vending machines, and I even started putting some plants in the middle section as well, just because I felt like it needed to be dressed up just a little bit more. So I am adding detail to the interior of it. I want it to be detailed. But to me, the set, the way that it was better to go that way. And part of the reason is because, number one, I don't want to mix my official Lego with this set. Because even though I don't mind using off-brand Lego, I am weird about mixing the two different types of Lego together. I don't mind having them together in a build, but when it comes to, if I was to reorganize and redesign, I wouldn't be using any of these parts. And to me, it's a really great set. It looks really great. It displays very well because all you're going to ever see of the inside of this building is you're just going to be peeking in through the windows. You're not really going to see the full detail of the inside. So to me, the only main priority was trying to give it that allure, that appearance of the fact that it does have an interior. And this set does more than accomplish that. And that's why I like it so much. And it was, well, they were free to me because Brickloot sent me these to try them out. So with that being said, it made it the best set in the world to me. But I would recommend it to other people, and I know a lot of people have ordered these because people have been messaging me about that. And I think that's absolutely cool as well because it really is a cool set to have. John Brock, hey, how you doing? Lego Joe, hello, hello. Ooh. I'm sorry to hear that, Ned. And I'm going to keep that private unless you want to discuss that yourself. I hope things get better, though, buddy. Anyway, Jason Miller, hey, how you doing? He says, it will be the Mini Grand Hotel soon. Now, why is it the Mini Grand Hotel? Are you calling me out? Are you wanting to build another... Actually, I'm going to retract what I was about to say because I don't know that you want that known. Thank you so much. Brick Sergeant just donated $5. I appreciate that. But the mini, well, I guess if I build another one, I guess if this would be the mini one. And thank you, Eccentric. Yes, to me, that's the only way this set was going to work is if I actually enlarged the rooms because to me, with the way that the rooms were, generally, as a rule of thumb, I would like to make smaller rooms because to me, each floor should have had probably four hotel rooms, but I'm calling it a grand hotel. And I kept thinking to myself, you know what, if it's a grand hotel is going to have really big rooms because they're going to all be suites. And I thought, you know what, let's go bigger, and then this set will fit and look amazing inside of that, and that's why I went ahead and decided to go that route. I just felt it worked better that way. And there we go. And I am looking for one last round little, I don't see it. It probably rolled on the floor. I'm looking for my last little round piece in white. And I don't see it. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to steal one of the white squares and we'll just put that in there. Because once it's inside the building, nobody's going to notice it anyway, in my opinion. And thank you, Brick Sergeant. I really appreciate that. With that $5 donation, he says, keep building it up, Bevins. Go big or go home. Absolutely. I totally agree with that. Triple Villain says, nice donos. Not sure what that is, but thank you. Eccentric Brick says a penthouse. I might do a penthouse. I don't know. Like I said, my biggest focus is just trying to get the building together so I can move on to some more of my other fun projects that I've been really dying to get started with. One of them being the base of the Avengers Tower. Another one of them being I really, really, really want to get back to working on my highway. And until I get some of these other projects kind of cleaned up and out of my way, I can't work on a lot of those different projects. So that's another reason I'm kind of pushing through, and maybe I'm going too fast on this particular building, but I'm really, really, really wanting to get more done so I can get on some other stuff. Hey, Daddy Daughters Bricks, how you doing? I'm not quite sure why your comment got deleted, but I wanted to make sure that you did notice that I did see your comment. And thank you, I appreciate that. Triple Villain, he says he's been watching me and getting inspiration from me and using it to inspire my city, even though it's small. Not sure why you guys are blocking some of these comments that I'm seeing. Don't have such a heavy hammer is all I'm going to say. Anyway, though, Triple Villain says, nice, or I already read that. Doodle-doo. And now I'm trying to figure out. Kevin, why are you timing out Daddy Daughter Bricks for saying good evening? I'm gonna have to change some of my moderators. I see. Guys, don't. All he said was good evening to me. I'll take care of that though in a minute. Daddy Daughter Bricks, I apologize for that, Kyle. Daddy Daughter Bricks, his name is Kyle also, and Kyle says why, and that's what I was trying to figure out as well. Centric Bricks says, Daryl, I'm working on a design for a tabletop for Lego display building. You will be the first to get one. This is the. Oh, hey Diego. You're on a different account. Okay. Let's just say, wait a minute. Because normally you come up as Diego to me. And that's awesome, Nerd Brick. I'm glad to hear that you have started your own city. That it's an amazing thing to do. It's very rewarding in my opinion. And because this is something I get asked a lot. And here's what I mean by that. I get asked a lot as far as, well, oh, there it is. What's the best way to start a city? And the thing that I always try to tell everybody, and just in case you're wondering, if you want any advice or anything, Whiskey Shred says the goons. But if you are starting a new city, my biggest suggestion to everybody is I always try to tell people to start small and, pardon me while I mute the sound a little bit, start small. And here's a reason that I say start small. Is if you try and start doing something insanely big like I'm doing, typically what you'll find will happen is you might start to feel overwhelmed. That's why I always tell people you should always start small when building a Lego city. And then the other thing I always try to tell people is don't try to go with immediately going for big buildings, especially if you don't have an insanely large collection of Lego. Again, with the buildings even, start small. And you will find it to be a much more rewarding process and much more rewarding thing to do, an enjoyable, I should say, thing to do if you do start small and keep that kind of mindset about you. Don't, like I said, because you don't want to kill the hobby, you don't want to kill the fun, and you don't want to ruin things ahead of time for you, if you know what I mean. And I am trying. There we go. Macro Bricks, how the heck are you, buddy? I hope the kitchen cabinets are going well for you. And that's what's going to say, something didn't look right. Those are supposed to be brown. There we go, that's better. But I hope the cabinet counting or cabinet making is going good for you. I know every time I look at your page, you have posted another amazing looking cabinet, and you've been doing a ton of them. You've had a busy summer, my friend. That's awesome, Nerd Brick. Everything's always better when it's custom because then it's your own designs. That always makes it a lot more fun. Nerd Brick was saying, explain HO log style, but mainly landscape. I gotcha. Landscape's actually nice. And speaking of landscape, that is a video I'm going to be posting tomorrow. I have been working on, so I'm going to start trying to do, because I used to do a lot of the tips and tricks videos and whatnot, and I've kind of backed away a little bit from them. It's been such a crazy summer for me. And now that fall is starting to get here, things are starting to slow down a little bit more for me, and I'm going to try and start revamping a lot of things, like I was talking about in my vlog today. One of those things is I'm going to start trying to do the tips and tricks and other things with plants and buildings and things along that line. But on top of that, I am also going to start trying to include more sets with some of my videos and such, because I kind of got away from that for a while, and I want to get back to it because I think a lot of people would love to see sets and love to see the Set to Mock series that I used to do. I don't know when I'm going to be starting a lot of that back up, but those are some of the things I do want to do. Like tonight I'm doing my live streams, and I will be keeping the live streams just like they are right now. I will probably continue to focus on them for Wednesdays and possibly Fridays. But like I'm going to start doing the Throwback Thursdays, so I'll do a vintage set or whatever build on Thursdays. I want to start doing like a plant video once a week, a building type tip video once a week, and a lot of other things that I'm hoping that people will find interesting anyway, at least for the most part. And thank you so much, Ned. I appreciate that. He says the vlog was very good. And I'm missing a bunch of comments, and I apologize. James Jackson says, it's next to the keyboard. Oh, thank you so much. I have to pull that back apart now because that was going to bug me. And I thought, you know what? I'm just going to go for it. Let's see if I can get that back off, because that will not look good until, again, thank you. I appreciate that. And that goes here. Let me get that back together. There, now the bed's together the right way. I gotta do these. And thank you, John. I'm actually kind of excited, to be honest, to start doing them again. Because there's been a lot of things that I've kind of gotten lackluster on here lately, and I feel like again, like I was saying in my vlog, it's been kind of an overwhelming year for me. But and a lot of it's just been it's even right today, and for Michigan this is like unheard of. It's 97 degrees outside, and we've been getting a lot of rain. My grass has been growing like it's mad, and it's all that stuff that's been adding to my misery this summer. And the reason I say it's been adding to my misery is because what thing did I forget to build? I got the TV, I got the nightstands. I didn't do that port. I have a bunch of property, and with that property, excuse me, trying not to sneeze. With the property and all the rain, it's been killing me trying to keep the grass cut. And then I also live on a private drive, and the private drive, if I don't maintain it, or it's me or one of my neighbors that actually do all the maintenance to it, and if I don't maintain it or he don't maintain it, the road goes to crap because we do our own plowing. And because of the rain, the road has been staying crappy, so we've been having to grade it, plow it, and all that good stuff multiple times this year. So it's just trying to keep up with everything around my house has been actually quite overwhelming me here this summer, just because of the amount of rain and the heat and everything else. That's another thing. Working in the heat, I don't do so well in the heat. It's the nicest way I can put it. But now that winter, I'm hoping, even though it's as hot as it is today, because normally by this time of year, the temperatures will start to drop down, and I'm hoping I'm going to start noticing some temperature drops here fairly soon. And this is, just to point out, these are the extra pieces. Oh, that's supposed to go on the bottom of this. These are the extra pieces that are left after I'm done, because I'm not putting the top on the bookshelf there. So I have a couple small slopes, and then I have all these light little plates. These are supposed to be the books that go in the bookshelf. And what I've decided to do, because I didn't want to have the books in the bookshelf because they're not physically attached the way that the bookshelf is designed. They would fall out easy. And if I ever move the building around, I don't want everything falling out of the bookshelf. So what I ended up coming up with, as I'm hoping you can kind of see here, is just every time I build a room, and I don't even care what colors I'm using, I'm just picking random tiles and I am putting them together on it, and I'm just making random artwork. So for each one of these sets I build, I get one little piece of random artwork that I'm kind of smacking on the wall just to add a little more decor to the room. And then what's left over here, as you can see, I swipe, and I put in another box, and then I start building the next set. Trying to go back to the comments here for just a second. Just the Cat 21, hola. Greg says, yes, Set Tamak was an awesome time. I really never did that many of them either, and that was part of the reason why I want to get back into them. I never even finished, because right before I moved, I started the Set Tamak series, or I started the Set Tamak series, and I started one building right before we sold our house. I believe the build is still over here in a box that I have sitting. I never even finished it. And I am wanting to get back to doing some of that stuff. And part of my thought process with that, and part of why I was wanting to do that again, is those seemed like very popular videos. And I think a lot more people, this is what I was trying to make my point across in the vlog anyway, I think a lot more people would like to see me building sets and then modifying them more so. Don't get me wrong, I know everybody likes the mocks because I get tons of compliments from them, and thank you so much. And thank you so much for everybody for all the constant support. I do appreciate that as well. But the thing with a lot of my mocks is they're so huge is most people are not going to build them. And I think it would probably be more beneficial if in between the large builds like I'm working on right here, if I started doing some of the smaller builds again. And that's why I was going to start trying to do some of that set to mock stuff again, if it's possible anyway. And what I'm going to do is I will probably do them in live streams. But the live streams for those would be a little bit different, because for me it's hard to be, what's the word I'm looking for, creative when I'm trying to talk to people. It's a lot easier for me to build and do things when I'm not that. Because Bricks is collecting little art things from different people, and this is what I'm going to be sending him. And I haven't forgot about it, Matt. I just haven't had time to actually get it in the mail yet. Steve, hey, how you doing? Come on. That bag doesn't want to open. Thomas Davey, hey, how you doing? There we go. The way that I'm building this, absolutely I can take it to a convention. But I'm keeping everything to where because the building's modular, the way that I'm building it. But if I'm taking something to a convention, how I look at it anyway, I don't want stuff that's loose. I want stuff that's all locked together. And it's like this entire set locks down to the floor. So this particular building would be the perfect building to take to a Lego show. But because I didn't build it in a modular fashion, things like my Avengers Tower, I'll use that as an example. That's probably a really poor example of a building that would be going to a Lego show. I don't think I would be able to take my Avengers Tower to a Lego show. And the reason that I say that is that particular building is not modular, and it would just be, in my opinion anyway, an absolute nightmare to take. If I took it anywhere, it would only be a local show. It would not be something long distance, because I would have to wrap the daylights out of that in saran wrap. I'm going to have to make sure that I package it upright. It's going to be one of those buildings that's kind of a pain in the butt to transport, is what I'm trying to get the point across anyway. Where this building, I can take it apart, put it down into pieces, because this building is, the way I'm making it is totally modular. So this building is definitely something that can go to shows. And thank you, Aaron. I absolutely love this set myself. I think it's a really good set. Greg says, wait, my art piece may beat Daryl's. I haven't seen yours, so I'll have to keep an eye out for that, Greg. Thomas Davies says, puny tower. Daddy Daughter Bricks, am I going to Brick World in Michigan? No, I did not have any intentions on going this year. My goal is hopefully to go next year. I never had time to register or anything, so I basically wrote it off and decided I wasn't even going to bother this year. My goal, though, is to go and show some stuff next year. What I would really like to do, once I get this finished anyway, would be take this building. But I've never been to a show, let me say that, so I really don't know what to expect, what to see, what to think. I don't know how much space they give you and things of that nature, and that's why I kind of want to have a little more time to plan out so I can ask more questions and be more prepared. Because what I would love to do is actually, and I need to do this now because lumber prices, for those of you that have not noticed, lumber prices have gone way down. I want to expand my table. And once I do that, I want to finish doing my airport because my airport runway is not fully length. And I would love to take my airport to a Lego show and show off the lights and the runways and all that stuff. I think that would be a really cool mock to see at an airport. And thank you, Brick Queen. Brick Queen says, looks like a really cool mock so far. I totally appreciate that. Thank you. John says, I like modified sets because I use multiple sets to make into bigger buildings. And that was kind of how I started as well into the realm of doing my big mocks and such. I had always started just taking a couple sets and combining them. And part of the reason that I did that is I would see so many people that would do that, but what they normally did is they just basically mirrored the original building and they would make it double wide, or they would just add the floors in, and it was very plain looking. So I started doing it and showing how you could make the building look a little more realistic, but having two sets. The problem that you generally have when you buy more than one set, and it's not a bad problem to have, don't get me wrong, is you will usually end up with a lot of extra parts. But that's good if you don't have a lot of parts because you can put them in your bins. And what I started finding, which is how my collection started growing so much, was that it was actually better for me just to buy just one set or whatever of what I like and then just buying the pieces. I'll give you an example. Now this particular example, I'm going to go very big on the building, so I bought two of the sets. But the Daily Bugle, I bought two sets, but then I also bought, just to show you, because I'm going crazy big with that building. Oop, that's not it. I bought a bunch of the, oh, and I must have put them away. I bought a bunch of the train track pieces. I bought a bunch of, because I'm going to redesign the windows even. I bought a bunch of window parts and a lot of other things because my goal, like when I go to do the Daily Bugle anyway, my goal is to try and mimic the official, or I shouldn't say official, but try and mimic the building from the comic books, from what I remember the building looked like anyway when I was a kid growing up in the comic books. And to me, that is what the official Daily Bugle Lego set looks like. But there's things on it, to me, in my opinion, that needs tweaked, so I'm going to be tweaking those when I go to do it. Just in the building, to me, is just entirely too skinny, especially for my taste. For the average Lego city builder, that building is perfect because it's got an alleyway on either side of it. There's a lot of really cool features with it. It's a very great set for playability. So I give Lego kudos for that particular set because I do think it's a very good set. But for how I normally generally like to build buildings, to me anyway, it's too small, too thin, and all that good stuff. So that's why I just went ahead, I said screw it. I bought two of the sets and then I bought a whole bunch. And I got most of the parts here, I think, now. I think I'm only possibly waiting on one more order, but and I am. I'm waiting on some bricks. But once I get that in here, my hope is to jump into action and start pounding that building out because I'm personally really excited about trying to get to working on that building because I just think it's going to be an amazing, amazing looking building. And thank you so much, Matt. He's just plugging my Rebrickable page. I really appreciate that. Trying to look back at a few more comments because I know I am missing a lot. Kip Hoffman says, I'd be happy, give me a chair. The Luckiest Loser says, I've been building my fire department headquarters and putting a lot of detail in it. And to me, I'm going overboard. Here's the big thing that I will tell people when it comes to, I mean, go overboard. Build whatever you want, put whatever you want inside of a building. If it's a small building, I definitely recommend doing a lot of details on the inside of a building. Me personally, because, and don't get me wrong, I do sometimes go overboard with interior designs and buildings as well. But I've been trying to dumb down a lot of that, as you can see with this building, because honestly, what I would normally do, and it was something that I almost did on almost every building I've ever done. Normally what I would do, and I could still do it in this particular building, let me just try and show you what I was meaning. Instead of putting this cabinet here, say I was going to leave this one big open room, honestly, I would just put like 2 beds here. If I was going to split this into 4 rooms, I would just have 2 beds here, and then I would have 2 bathrooms and then 2 more beds on this side. If I was going to leave this a big room like it is and I wanted to get detailed, I would have the living room here. I would put a bathroom here, and then I would make this the bedroom. I've always been a big fan of wanting to do details and all that kind of stuff, but here's the thing. With the size of these buildings and such, you're never really going to see inside of them. And that's why I keep telling myself, you know what, dumb down some of your building techniques, because I don't need to be that detailed. Because once this thing is set up and on display, you really can't see most of what I would normally include in these buildings. So just having the basics inside of it and perfectly visible, to me, is actually the best way to go, especially when you're doing a large building. Because it's like I had this discussion, I believe it was in my last live stream, because somebody kept telling me I should tile all the floors, and I don't tile the floors. I tile my first floor. I don't know why I always feel like I have to tile the first floor, but I tile the first floor, and then after the first floor, like this one here, I generally just kind of leave them alone and I don't tile them at all. And the reasoning I say that is because just for this particular building, if I tiled the floors throughout the entire building, like I was saying in that last live stream, it would be about $230, and to me it's not worth the added expense to something that you're really not going to see the inside of. But, and it was like I said in that stream, I'll be the first to admit it looks amazing when you do that. It's just when you're going with buildings that are 4, 5, 6 feet tall, it's not worth the expense. And Ned B, thank you so much. He just donated $4.99 and says Stormfront's moving in. Again, thank you so much, buddy. Steve says the Grand Hotel could become condos, and yes, it very well could become condos. And yes, I saw yours, Daddy Daughter Bricks, and it was an awesome build, because you did combine a whole bunch of them together, and I did post that on my Instagram too for anybody that wanted to see that. Henny TV says, please let me know the safest and best way to do this. I'm sorry, Henny TV, I'm trying to find the previous comment. Bevan, we appreciate what you do for the community and want to formally donate $300 to your channel to buy Lego and build it here. I don't want to donate through YouTube since they take some of it. And Henry, that is absolutely freaking amazing of you. And Paul Bott, thank you for the $10.99. Henry, what I can tell you is I do have a PayPal account, and it should be through Streamlabs. You should be able to do it. And what Aussie Adams is saying is the best thing. Let me say it this way, Henry. My email is bevansbricks@yahoo.com. If Greg or Matt or somebody, oh, Matt already did it. Never mind. Thank you. Email me directly, and we can talk more about that, because that is something I should probably keep offline, because I'm sure YouTube wouldn't appreciate me trying to help you do that either. I'm very poor at mincing my words, but I think you get the gist of what I'm trying to say. And again, that is absolutely amazing of you, and thank you so much. That is a truly awesome gesture. I really do appreciate that. But like Matt Brooks Bricks just did or said, email me directly, and it'd be a lot easier for me to discuss that and give you the information for that through my email. And that would be really cool, luckiest loser, as far as being able to show that off. And Steve says, has anyone seen Brick City Lights website? I've never even heard of it, Steve. Is that another lighting company? Because I've never even heard of them, to be perfectly honest. And Nightwolf, hey, how you doing? I'm sorry I missed you that you logged in. Thomas Davey says he's grabbing an umbrella. Aaron says, are you going to make a new video on building a Lego city in a small space? I do plan on that. He says, I really love those videos because my city is not large, but not small, and I have space constraints. What I'm actually looking at doing that. And if you're giving out links to your own media, that's why because I've been missing a bunch of comments. But just so you know, Kyle, Daddy Daughter Bricks, if you had a comment removed and it was trying to show different media for you, that would be considered self-promoting. That was why they were trying to keep it blocked off. Aaron, down though, back to what I was going to say for you. what it is I do intend on doing that, yes. What I'm actually kind of looking at doing is what I was wanting to try anyway. I was going to go extremely small. And what I mean by that is I was going to try and build something just basically using official sets and maybe doing very small, minor tweaks. Like build some of the creator buildings and show how you could put them together to make a street scene. I've actually just recently bought several different sets that I think would be really good for that, including some of the Monkey Kid sets. And I really think there would be some really cool things that you can do with some of these once I get them all. They haven't been delivered yet, but I think they will be a lot of fun in a lot of ways. And I do, trying to get back to the point of me answering your question, I do intend on trying to get into doing stuff where I'm showing how to build stuff in small spaces, because I know that is a big thing that most people would like to see. And I originally was going to do that, and then I kind of got sidetracked, derailed. Part of that was because I'm assuming you're a longtime viewer, maybe possibly. Part of that was because I had a big project that I ended up building for a company in New York City, and that actually derailed me quite a bit, to the point that that's actually what got me going heavy into the lighting. I've always intended on doing lighting, but that project required me to do a lot of Lego lighting, and once I finished that project, it's what led me down the lighting road. And like I said, once I started doing the lighting, I just kind of got derailed and kind of lost track of what I originally intended on doing, which is trying to do small, helpful videos for people. And I am really trying to get back into that. Can't believe Lego used to be Bedouin. Aussie Adams, and thank you again. Aussie Adams is also sharing my email address. Like I said, that is the best way to talk about that. And again, Henry, thank you so much for that awesome gesture. Steve was saying Brick City Lights is a huge 274 base plate city, all original Lego sets, and the entire city is lit up. I can post the link, but only with your okay. You know what? Go ahead, Steve. There's another channel too, if you guys want. Now, his isn't huge, but I don't know if you guys have ever heard of him. Having a hard time getting the name out. Brixonville. There we go. He does a lot of different lighting. He's in the UK. If I remember correctly, I want to say he is German, but I do believe he makes most of his videos, at least all the videos that I've ever watched, are in English. But he does a lot of really interesting looking lighting stuff as well. And I think he does Light My Bricks, if I'm not mistaken. So far as my venturing down the Lego lighting world, I've tried several different companies, and I keep meaning to make videos on it to kind of show people my thoughts, my feelings, my opinions on the different companies. But I can tell you personally right now, I have two favorites as far as lighting systems go. I like Brick Loot, which is what I'm using even to light this particular building up here. But I also love Blinky Bricks. And the reason that I love both of those guys is because, number one, they're compatible with one another. But not just that. Their prices are both pretty reasonable when you look in comparison to most of the other companies. Now, keep in mind, I am looking at lighting in the aspect of doing custom lighting. I have looked at multitudes of companies. Brixmax, they have some really good products, and I do actually like them because I used their products to light up my airport. And here's my issue, though, with Brixmax. My issue with Brixmax is their pricing. To me, their pricing is over the top. But this takes me back to why I like Blinky Bricks. He sells two different products. He sells the product that is compatible with Brick Loot, and then he also sells the product that is similar to Brixmax. The thing is I feel like his particular product is a better quality, and it's a lot cheaper. And he's an American company, so if you are in the United States, you get the shipping very quickly. And that's why I always try to plug him when I can and when I think about it, because he does have some great products. And he's been sending me tons of free samples to check out too. So, I mean, how can I not help plug him? But Brick Loot's the same way. But again, the reason that I like both of them, as far as everything that I've seen, their prices are extremely reasonable and they're compatible. I've looked at companies like Brick Stuff. To me, they are one of the most expensive lighting companies out there. I just personally feel like they are just over the top. So I can't speak of their quality because I personally won't spend the money to check out their product because it's so ridiculously priced, in my opinion. Just to give you an example, when I was looking at intersections and stuff, and as a lot of you guys know, I did make my own intersection. And I'm hoping I can actually start selling that as a kit at some point. But I made my own intersection, and I used my own lighting. And going back to Blinky Bricks, he now makes a light that you could use in the intersection that I made. That's why I'm excited about that, but I'll get back to that later. But point that I'm getting at is just for the light kit, not the parts to make it, just for the light kit for a 4-way working intersection through Brick Stuff was $89. To me, that's just for the lighting kit. To me, that is above and beyond absolutely ridiculousness. My 4-way intersection, mind you, the lights were made by me. I found a circuit board. There should be a link in that video that I made about that 4-way intersection in regards to that. But I made my own circuit board, and I just realized there's 2 parts I didn't put on that last couch. Oh well. But after finding the circuit board and then making the rest of the parts, making the intersection, making the light poles, the street stop signs, and all that stuff, my own custom pieces for making the working intersection, I only had, it was roughly $28 invested, and that was including the Lego parts. And that's why I said, after looking at people like Brick Stuff, it's like, man, I mean, their products look cool, but I can't justify spending $89, $85, whatever it was, just because you think that you need that much money because you have that much money invested in designing and creating it. Not when I know I can build it myself for so much cheaper. That's just insane. And I'm not going to buy from a company that's that expensive. To me, it's ridiculous. And it's not a company that I would support in any way, shape, or form. Again, just my personal opinion. Another company, though, and I know I'm rambling, and I apologize for that. Trying to catch up on comments. Doodle-doo-doodle-doo-doo. That'll be awesome, Kyle, to start doing reenactments. Aaron says, okay, I think we're good for now. Ouch, $89. Okay. I don't think I've missed too many comments. If I have missed a comment, I do apologize. And and I just noticed you guys over, I'm sorry, because I haven't been paying attention to that screen either. And Paul says we'll leave it alone. So I'm just letting you know that I did see some of your comments. But thank you guys. I appreciate the help. And obviously I had a bit of a blip that I missed out on. Anyway, though, back to what I was talking about as far as lighting kits. When I did that project again for New York City, because I tried Brixmax, Light Tailing, Brick Loot, and I thought there was a 4th company I tried to buy, and I don't remember what it was. But Light Tailing, it's funny, I never knew this. Light Tailing and Brixmax lights are actually the same company. What it is basically is Light Tailing is the kits, the Light Tailing is the kit that you buy to put into a set. So if you have a greengrocer, you would go to Light Tailing and you'd buy the greengrocer light set. Or you'd buy the fire brigade light set. Or you can buy the corner garage, whatever you want to, any of the different various buildings. Not a roller coaster. Well, they still one for the roller coaster too. But any of the official Lego sets, that's the kit you would buy. And here was my problem with their particular kits. Light Tailing, to me, the prices weren't bad, but it's garbage. Here's why I say that their stuff is garbage. When you're buying their kits, there is no plug a piece in. If it fails, you have a problem, you can get a part replacement part. It's, here's a plug to plug into the USB. Here's this big mess of knotted wires. Good luck installing it, and let us know if it works when you're done. If it doesn't work, you'd have to send the entire thing back and get a replacement. I personally feel it's probably the worst lighting company is Light Tailing on the market. Again, just my personal feelings anyway. But all that was stuff that I'd learned going along the way doing that New York job, which I thought was very rewarding. That's also part of the reason why I ended up learning about Brick Loot and Blinky Bricks. Actually, Blinky Bricks was kind of turned on to me by Charm City Bricks, which is a friend of mine. He's all, dude, you got to check out. And then I checked him out, and then we started talking, and the guy has some amazing stuff. And the really cool things, and it's funny, the two lighting companies that I like, at least I find this kind of ironic and hilarious myself anyway. The owner for Blinky Bricks, his name is Steve. The owner of Brick Loot's name is Steve. So my two favorite lighting companies both are named Steve. So it's kind of, at least I thought that was kind of a little bit of funny. Speaking of the devil, there's Blinky Bricks in our chat room. And hey, how the heck are you, buddy? I'm so glad you came in. I was just talking about how awesome your stuff is. And I actually just showed them because I'm going to be making a video about that soon. But again, if you want a really good product, check out Blinky Bricks, or like I said, check out Brick Loot, because their products are totally compatible. But the awesome things about Blinky Bricks is the fact that not only is he compatible with Brick Loot, but he also owns or has an FX line of lights that is compatible with Brixmax. So he's got both ends of the spectrum of lighting covered. And with the samples, like I showed you guys earlier in the stream, and I think it's funny now that he's here, because I am going to be doing a video on this really soon. This is the new Mills Plate lighting system, and I can't wait to show you guys how awesome this is going to be. I know it just looks like some wire with some plugs and a light on it, but this is going to make a lot more sense once I get a Mills Plate and actually install it to show you how awesome this is going to be. Because this, when I talk about, because I've had people ask me on how I do my four-way intersection, for example, and when I talk about that, and mind you, I was creating my own lights and built my own lighting design. But now with this a new amazing lighting design that Blinky Bricks came up with, this would be my recommendation for my four-way traffic stoplights. And I will be, again, like I said in my vlog today, I will be doing a lot of different videos, both lighting and buildings and all that stuff coming soon, just to showcase different things like that going on right there. But anyway, Aaron, am I live tomorrow? Probably not. Actually, I kind of have a busy day tomorrow. If I can't, here's my probably my best answer for going live and doing stuff like that. I do want to start ramping up my live streams again. What the problem is it's like I was talking about earlier in the stream. It's just until it cools off to the point that I don't have to cut the grass, mill the road, and all that stuff anymore, and stuff slows down at work a little bit for me, I really won't be able to do a whole lot of live streams. That's why I've been trying to keep them going at least on Wednesdays and Fridays if I can, sometimes Wednesdays and Saturdays. But right now that's about the only times that I can do that, and it's hard pressed for me to even do the Friday or the Saturday one. Wednesdays I can pretty much always make. So in short, to answer your question, no, I won't be doing one tomorrow, but I'm hoping come the fall I'm going to start doing live streams again on close to a daily basis. At least that's my plan. I don't want to promise that though, because I've said stuff like that before and then not been able to deliver. So, but that is my planned goal, is what I'm going with. And what did you know what? So I like to try and change every one of these up. There we go. There's another one of the pieces of art that I was telling everybody. Aaron said, LOL, somebody has the same first name as him. Joshua was saying he uses Light My Bricks. Let me ask you this though, Joshua. Are you American or are you UK? My understanding is Light My Bricks is a UK company, and I have heard good things from trying to think who. Brick World, I believe, uses them, but he's a UK person. That's why I'm asking if you're UK, because my understanding is if that's the company I'm thinking of anyway, they are a UK company. So that's why I'm asking if you're from the UK, because the way that I understood it, they were a UK company. And for someone like me, if that is the UK company that I'm thinking of, I won't use their products, and it's not because they're expensive or anything like that, because I would be happy to try them. I have seen their prices. They seem a bit higher to me than what Blinky bricks are. To me, Blinky bricks are better, and okay, Blinky's saying he thinks they're in Australia. That's why, because I think I did check them out, and I want to say the shipping for them was just unrealistic. So I'd never even had a chance to try them, quite simply because of the shipping. And trust me, I have no problem telling people different things in different countries if it benefits them. But I know a big portion of my audience anyway. And Joshua was saying, yes, he's in the UK. Okay, that makes sense, because for here in the United States, Light My Brick is way too expensive. You are much better going off with Blinky Bricks. And again, Blinky Bricks offers the same products that, because I want to say, from what I've seen and what I understand, mind you, I haven't bought from them, but I want to say Light My Bricks does what Blinky Bricks, and I apologize, what Blinky Bricks refers to as his FX lighting system, which is the smaller plug. And that was one of the things that I always loved about Blinky Bricks so much since we came out with that new FX line of lights, is that you can buy either set. So if you are like a Bricks Max kind of person, like that small little plug design, Blinky Bricks has your products that are compatible with it, and they're less expensive. If you like Brick Loot and you like the larger white plug, or even light tailing for that matter, even though I am not a fan of light tailing, but if you like those, Blinky Bricks has the plug system that works with that product as well. Trying to catch up on a few more comments. John Brock says, gotta go. Have a good night. Take care, John. Joshua Long says, America. Yes, they are from the UK. Aaron says, I love the layout of this build. It's so cool, and thank you so much, Aaron. Kyle says, I just reported him too, and thank you, Kyle. I don't know what he said, but obviously it was something not good, because I see everybody over here in my other chat was nailing him hard. Bryce Brick says, hi, Daryl. Sorry I haven't been watching your streams, and no worries at all, Bryce. I've only been doing one, maybe two a week at best here lately. Thomas Davies says, welcome to Mills, Sean. And yes, I can totally agree with you that life is definitely crazy right now. Blinky Brick says, right, they are compatible, and absolutely. Because like I said, I love the plug. Because correct me if I'm wrong on that, Blinky Bricks. The standard plug, the white plug, like I always tell everybody, is a 1.25 JST, 1.25 millimeter plug. And the smaller plugs, the your FX style or Bricks Max lights, those are the larger plug or smaller plugs, and those are 0.8 millimeter if I'm not mistaken. That's awesome, Lego Joe. Studio City Bricks, how the heck are you? So glad to see that you could make a stream. Joshua says in the Midwest. And I am just going to try and do some of this stuff real quick, guys. Oh, Sean says, not new, just never built the curves. Are you talking about the Mills plates? I do have the instructions for the Mills plates on my Rebrickable page, and I do have the curves, if that's what you're asking about. Nightwolf says, brother beat me at NASCAR on the PS3. Man, I haven't played my PS3 in forever. I don't think I ever had that game, though, Nightwolf. I had a ton of games, but I don't think I had that game on my PS3. At least not that I can remember, anyway. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 5, 6. That's going there. I am just counting, trying to figure out, because I got to get my walls in, the divider wall. And I already have all my elevator shafts made, because the elevator shaft just goes in the middle there. But I used to love my PS3. One of my favorite games on PS3 was Red Dead Redemption. And then another game that I used to love a lot on that, it was, it was a race car game. What the heck was it called? Call of Duty was another really cool game. I'm trying to remember the race car game though. There were several of them, but there was one. It was, I don't know, it was really cool. They had a lot of really good popular modern music for the time anyway. That was on it. Thomas Davies says, if you're enjoying the stream, please hit the like button and consider joining the Funny Farm. Kyle Dunbar says, probably using different accounts to troll, and yeah, that wouldn't surprise me if he was. John McKinley says, let's see the WWF flex those muscles. Luckiest Loser says, Daryl, do you have a design for a bunk bed? Looking for my fire department headquarters. The best bunk bed I would tell you to do, and I don't think I've ever made a video on it, so I don't even know how to begin to tell you how you could do it. But it would be the technique that I used for, or that I use for making shelving units. And this is what I mean by that. If you take, say, a 2x6 plate, and there's actually a couple different ways you can do it. The easiest way to do it, though, is take a 2x6 plate, and then take, here, I'll show you real quick. Hold on. Like I said, I will do this real quick, and then I notice it's getting late. So, but anyway, take it, because to me, a bunk bed, I'm thinking like a kid's bed. It should be something small. And let me show you another thing you can do to add detail. And I want those. Anyway, I'll hope you get the gist with what I'm about to do. Let's say that's a pillow, that's the blanket, there's the bed. Take and put these little, sorry, I'm doing that a little too quick. Anyway, I took a plate, took a tile, and took a sloped plate and put it on top of it. And then I'm going to take these little pieces. And again, I am just doing, this is if you have a small space. To me, this is probably, and I'm just throwing this together just to give you kind of a quick gist of an idea. This is just a really quick, simple way to do a build. You know what? I have a bunch of red already standing in front of me. And I know I'm not color coordinating, but I am just trying to quickly do the build to show you what I'm talking about. This is a technique, though, that I typically use to do like shelving and stuff, like in back rooms for bars and things of that nature. But this is also a very simple technique that you can use, get over there, for a small bunk bed. And you will see what I'm talking about. Now there is, again, that's a very small bunk bed. Now mind you, you could use a little bit, I would recommend using a smaller L-bar piece, but that gives you the general gist of what I was trying to say. Brick Sergeant says behind the scenes. But anyway, that's just one real quick way. It's like the easiest way if you have a very tight space, and you can even shrink this down. You could use a 2x4 plate. You can use a 2x6 if you want and spread it out. I mean, whatever you prefer to do, but that's a really simple technique. And then for the side, you can even put a ladder on the side of it very easily as well. You can do a simple ladder. You can use the pre-built ladders. You can even build a ladder using these pieces and then the robot arm pieces to go back and forth. There's a lot of different really cool techniques that you can do, but like I said, to me, this would be like the quickest and easiest way to do a bunk bed. Just shorten up the span between them a little bit because it doesn't need to be that long. I hope that helps anyway. And you are so welcome, the luckiest loser. Blinky Brick says, ever play Gran Turismo? That's one of the games I used to like. Yes, I did play Gran Turismo. Nightwolf says, I have Gran Turismo 1, 2, and 3, 5, and 6, but we don't have the PS4. I'm trying to think. Do I have the... Oh, I do have a PS4. So I don't think I had it on my PS3. I don't think I ever bought that game for my PS4. I was more focused on like the Battlefront games because I got the newest Battlefront game. That freaking game is awesome. I like the original though that was on the PS3 that I played. Oh, Raven says that's the style bunk bed he did in his outpost. Like I said, to me, that's probably like the quickest and easiest way to do a bunk bed. There are other ways, and it just depends on how many parts you want to use is what it boils down to. Me, I'm all about trying to do something simplistic because the reality of it is you don't even have to do this brown piece. Just to give you another quick tip to show you what I mean by that, if you wanted to keep the color coordinating more simple, just to show one more quick trick, I'll do it on the bottom because it's probably going to be the easiest way for me to do it. But instead of having it to where it's spread out like that, if you take your plate and step it off one, that way you keep your color. That way you don't have that stepping pattern either. And then on this end, you just take this piece, and I'm not going to put the whole thing together again, but I just want to give you the gist of the build. You can do it that way, and then that way you have that connection point as well. But if you have to come smaller on the connections, you can even move those sideways also and put your ladders in here, and then you can, or your stanchions in here, and then you can attach your ladder to this side. So like, again, there are a lot of different ways to do it, and this is one of those ways that actually cleans the look of it up even that much more if you don't want it to be super thick. Raven says hooray. Oh, I already read that. Studio City says, can you make a video on how you film? I'm assuming you're saying film. Everything that I do on all my videos, I'll tell you flat out, I use my cell phone. Everything is done with my cell phone. This is an LG cell phone. This is an LG V60, and I got it because of the quality of the camera. So everything that I do for filming is done with this device right here, my cell phone. Studio City Bricks talking to Aaron. Oh, he's waiting for his PS6. Good night, Night Wolf. Luckiest Loser says that looks slimmer. It looks better anyway, so it is a nicer look. But like I said, that is how you can do it. It's like a lot of things. It just depends on how small, how compact, how good you want it to look. And yes, Donna Scott just said the same thing. It does look more elegant. So I want to make sure I pointed that out as well. And you know, you can even, for that matter, you could even use the exact same color all the way around and then do brown, or like I said, there's a lot of different ways you could do it. But that, like I said, that does streamline it for you. Some people don't like to build things that are super flimsy, though, even though I don't consider that flimsy, but some people would say that it is. Anyway, though, guys, it is getting late, and I do need to get my butt into the house and get into bed. Just to show you real quickly again how I'm doing this, though, and let me try and put the camera up one more time. This is 2 of the Brick Loot Apartment Life sets. This is how I'm doing the layout. These will be the doors that come in, and then this will be the false elevator shaft that I actually put in it. And that is how I am wiring all my wire throughout this particular building, because when this building's done, there will be lights on every single floor of the building, which to me makes it a spectacular building. But on that note, though, guys, I do need to get my butt off here so I can get in bed. And with that being said, I am going to roll that awesome, beautiful bean footage. And with rolling that beautiful bean footage, I want to say a very special thank you to all the people that promoted and donated on the stream. And I apologize because I know there was a slight blip in the stream early on. So if somebody's not on there, I do apologize. But I really quickly want to say thank you to Brick Sargent, Brooks Bricks, Paul Bott, Greg Bissett, Ned B, and I'm trying to think. Kyle did donate also, so I apologize, Kyle Dunbar, because I don't see your name on there. And there was somebody else that donated also, and I don't see it, and I don't remember who exactly it was. So I do apologize for those names that did not appear in the credits, because quite simply what happens is when I have a really bad blip, it basically it gets rid of the previous marks. So again, I do apologize for those that it didn't save. But again, thank you so much, everybody, for joining the stream, and I hope you all have an awesome night. So, as always, thank you for coming to Bevan's Bricks. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share below, and hopefully we'll see you next time on Bevan.